Welcome to International Student Orientation. We'd like to introduce you to our office, International Student Services. Did you know that McGill is home to more than 10,000 international students who make up almost a quarter of our student population? Our job at International Student Services is to support the growth, progress, and success of international students at McGill, and we aim to ease their transition to a new school, a new home, and a new country. This is the ISS team. We're all here to help you with that transition. These are some of the different services we offer at ISS, and they include orientation workshops, webinars and updates, immigration advising, international student health insurance, sociocultural programs and events like the International Buddy Program, the International Student Welcome Reception, Bite Size Montreal, and iWeek, to name a few. We provide referrals to McGill services and resources across campus, and we run the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. Where can you find us? We're in the Brown Student Services building on the 4th floor of the West Wing in Suite 4400. Where can you get more information? Well, you may want to bookmark the ISS website at mcgill.ca/international students. Here you'll find a lot of information about our programs and events, immigration, work and permits, health insurance, and how to reach us. If you still have questions that are not answered on our website, you can call us at 514-398-4349, or you can send us an email at the email addresses provided on our website. Please allow several days before you receive a response due to the high volume of emails we receive on a regular basis. You can also follow all of our updates on Facebook and Twitter. And if you really need some extra help, you can meet with an international student advisor. We offer drop-in advising Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But before you come, please take the time to consult the relevant sections of our website. Make sure you do your research and bring your documents with you so that we can see the originals. We operate on a first-come, first-served basis, so arrive early.
I think what I love most about McGill and my program specifically in music education is how closely connected it is to the Montreal community. We have so many opportunities to work with Montreal teachers and work with bands in Montreal and choirs, and I think if I had any advice to give to students coming to Montreal, it would be to really take advantage of the city that you're in, because it definitely has something to offer to everyone.
Let's talk briefly about immigration. It's important to note that it's illegal to study without a valid CAQ, or Certificate of Acceptance of Quebec, and study permit. The only exception is if you're coming to McGill as a one-term exchange student. Once you have all your documents, you can email copies to legaldocumentation@mcgill.ca. We recommend that you do so as soon as possible so that your file at McGill is complete. It's a good idea to either scan or photocopy all of your important documents, including your health insurance card and your immigration documents, and keep the originals in a safe place. We also suggest that you put a reminder in your calendar at least 4 months ahead of the expiry of your documents. That way you'll be reminded to start the process of extending those documents if you plan to stay in Canada beyond the dates of the original documents.
Something I would really recommend to new students would be to kind of familiarize yourself with all the resources that are available to you at McGill. There are so many resources. There's academic resources, student services, peer support services. Because McGill is so big and can be overwhelming sometimes, it can be difficult to actually find out what's available to you, but if you do take the time to figure that out for yourself, it can be incredibly rewarding for your entire McGill experience.
Now let's take a moment to talk about health insurance. All international students at McGill are automatically assessed the International Student Health Insurance Plan, which is provided by Blue Cross. This is compulsory for international students. It includes both basic health insurance and a supplemental plan. Your coverage started on August 15th and will run through the end of your studies. For specific dates, please check our website. Your dental coverage is in a separate plan, which is provided by your student society, either the SSMU if you're an undergraduate, the PGSS if you're a graduate student, or the McDonald Campus Student Society if you're a McDonald Campus student. Certain students may qualify for an exemption from the Blue Cross plan. For example, students who are both citizens and residents of Denmark, Finland, France, Luxembourg, Norway, Portugal, Sweden, Belgium, or Greece qualify for the Quebec Medicare plan offered by the RAMQ, which is the Régie de l'Assurance Maladie du Québec. Once these students have applied for RAMQ coverage, they submit proof of that coverage to McGill by September 30th to have their exemption confirmed. There's a full list of exemptions on the ISS website under health insurance. Please note, having a private health insurance plan does not qualify you for an exemption from McGill's Blue Cross plan. Your Blue Cross International Health Insurance Plan covers hospitalization, physician's fees, diagnostic tests, prescription medication, maternity, accidental dental care, medical evacuation, vision care, and much more. If you're traveling for leisure or to your home country, keep in mind that you're covered for emergencies only, up to a maximum of $2,000 Canadian per day. If you need to see a doctor, there are different places you can seek treatment. McGill has a campus clinic on each of its campuses. In the downtown campus, it's in the Brown Building, and at the McDonald campus, it's in the Centennial Center. At both of these clinics, all services are covered 100%, and McGill bills Blue Cross directly so that you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. You can also visit an off-campus clinic. These are either public or private, and they can charge higher rates. You'll need to pay up front and keep your receipt, and then Blue Cross will reimburse you up to a maximum of 3 times the local rate. You can find a list of off-campus clinic on McGill's Health Services website. If you have a life-threatening illness or injury, you should go directly to the hospital. All hospitals are public in Quebec, which does mean that wait times can be very long, including wait times for the emergency room. So you only want to go to the hospital if it is a true emergency. If you are simply dealing with a common cold or common illness, you should go to a clinic instead. Emergency and hospitalization are 100% covered by Blue Cross, and hospitals can bill Blue Cross directly. In the case of a planned surgery, you do need to obtain pre-authorization from Blue Cross. Our office can help you with that process. Blue Cross covers medication available by prescription only, prescribed by a doctor in Quebec. 80% of the cost of that medication will be covered. You will need to pay up front at the pharmacy and keep a receipt in order to be reimbursed by Blue Cross. There are several ways you can make a health insurance claim. You can do so through your health professional, through ePay, by smartphone or online with eClaims, in person at QuickPay at 550 Sherbrooke, or by regular mail using forms. Detailed information about how to make a claim is available on our website under Health Insurance. If you're coming to McGill from abroad as a Canadian citizen, please note that the Blue Cross International Health Insurance Plan is not mandatory and is not automatically assessed to your account. You can opt in if you need health insurance. To do so, you'd need to register on the ISS website before the deadline of September 30th. It's a good idea to carry your health insurance card with you at all times and keep a copy at home or on your computer. There are several resources at McGill that are there to help you stay healthy and safe, including McGill's Student Health Service, McGill's Mental Health Service, and McGill's Counseling Service, all three of which are located in the Brown Student Services building. For any kind of emergency, you can dial 911 to reach the police, an ambulance, or the fire department. And in Quebec, you can dial 811 to have access to a nurse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is really handy if you're not feeling well, but you're not sure what to do.
And today I just wanted to offer you some tricks as an international student on how to feel comfortable in Montreal. Firstly, I would recommend going to Activities Night, which takes place early September, and you have all of the clubs at McGill, and there you'll be able to choose which one suits you, whether it be sports or whatever clubs you're interested in filming. And also you can join associations that are linked to your country or your region. For example, there's a Caribbean Student Society, Korean Student Society, all across the globe. They have activities here at McGill that are linked to regions, and through that you can meet people from your region, from your country, and feel like just at home when you're here at McGill.
Academic culture at McGill might be quite different than the academic culture you're used to at home. So here are a few tips to make the transition a bit smoother. At McGill, you can call a professor by his or her first name if they've offered it. You can also raise your hand and speak up in class. In fact, this is highly encouraged. It is perfectly respectful to present counter-arguments in class, so feel free to do so. You also have the option of visiting your professor or teaching assistant during the office hours they indicate on the course syllabus, if you need a bit of extra help or want to discuss one of the concepts brought up in class. And I personally recommend introducing yourself to the classmates sitting next to you so that you have someone with whom you can share notes or study for exams. If you want to learn more about academic culture at McGill, you can join me for an academic culture workshop on Wednesday, August 31st in Leacock 132 from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. If you have questions about your program, your course selection, or course registration, it's a good idea to see an academic advisor. Exchange students can go to Service Point to get advising, or to the faculty or department for specific courses they wish to take. Undergraduate degree students can go to their Faculty Student Affairs office. And graduate degree students can consult with their graduate program coordinator or their thesis supervisor. McGill has some excellent language resources. If you need help with your academic English, you can go to the McGill Writing Center in the McLennan Redpath Library. They offer credit courses in academic and professional writing, and they also have a tutorial service which is open to all McGill students. If you are a second language speaker, you can access specialized ESL classes at the McGill School of Continuing Studies at 688 Sherbrooke. If you would like to learn some French, you have a number of different options. There are non-credit courses offered at the McGill School of Continuing Studies. There are mini courses offered by the various student societies, and the McGill International Student Network also offers informal classes. You might also want to participate in a language exchange through MISN's Lingo Buddies, or take 4 credit courses through the French Language Center in the Arts Building.
Hi, my name is Mano. I'm going into my 3rd year here at McGill, and first of all, congrats! If I have a small tip for you is to just get involved as soon as you can. McGill offers hundreds of different ways to get involved, whether it's through faculty or campus-wide clubs, volunteering through different organizations, or working on campus. It's a great way to meet new people and discovering new interests and passions. So, welcome to McGill.
Planning to work part-time while you study? Let's talk about what qualifies as work. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada defines work as an activity for which wages are paid or commission is earned, or that competes directly with activities of Canadian citizens or permanent residents in the Canadian labour market. What this essentially means is that work is not only defined as an activity for which you are paid. This definition thus includes things like internships and co-op terms, unpaid training in a company, or unpaid work in a company. All of these things are considered to be work by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. Now note, if you have the opportunity to do some work for a charity or any kind of charitable organization, this is referred to as volunteering and is not considered work. Exchange students who come to McGill for one term are usually here as visitors, and under visitor status, no work is permitted. Exchange students who are here for 2 terms are eligible to work on campus only with their valid study permit and must be registered full-time to do so. In other words, they must be registered for 12 credits per term. Students pursuing a full degree at McGill are eligible to work both on and off campus, as stated on their study permit. No additional work permit is needed. Your study permit allows you to work up to 20 hours a week off campus and part-time on campus. And you can also work full-time during university scheduled breaks. The conditions to do so include maintaining a valid study permit and maintaining full-time registration during academic terms. Want to get more information? Please visit our website under the Work and Permits tab, where you can read about different types of work permits, get useful tips from our work permit application guide, find out how to obtain a social insurance number in order to be paid, look for job opportunities through McGill's Career and Planning Service, provide useful information to your employer, and consult the Quebec Labour Standard Commission for working conditions in Quebec.
Some tips I would have for new students is that, first of all, join a club that you feel really passionate about. I would say also to remember to stay healthy, mentally and physically, and also stay in Montreal for the summer. It's really beautiful. There's a lot happening. There's something happening every week.
Bienvenue à Montréal! We thought we'd start this section with a few key words you're likely to hear on the streets of Montreal, including things like dépanneur, which refers to your local corner store. Salut, a common expression to say hey. Bienvenue, which means both welcome and you're welcome. Aïe aïe, a common expression used to express disbelief, pain, or surprise. If you're in Montreal, you have to try poutine, which is French fries covered with gravy, covered with cheese curds. You might stop at the SAQ, or the Société des Alcools du Québec, to buy a bottle of wine. Or you might stop by Schwartz or Lester's to have a smoked meat. And at this time of year, you'll notice a lot of people are enjoying themselves out on the terrasse, which is the word we use for restaurant patios. For food and dining options, Student Housing and Hospitality Services provides a map at orientation of all the different dining outlets on campus. You also have access to residence dining halls. For grocery shopping, there are local grocery stores such as Provigo, Metro, and IGA. And if you want to explore Montreal's rich and diverse restaurant scene, perhaps you want to find a restaurant that serves food from your home country, you can explore the options using Yelp or Zoomado. Have a limited budget? Not to worry. You can go shopping on the cheap. There are hundreds of different dollar stores around town, which are great for buying everything from plates and dishes to household items of all kinds. And for clothing, you can always go to the Village des Valeurs, which means Village of Values, and they have an ample supply of second-hand clothes. There are also a number of second-hand sites you can visit, including McGill classified ads, McGill's free and for sale page on Facebook, and either Craigslist.com or Kijiji.com. A few notes about the environment at McGill and in Montreal. You'll notice that people here recycle. So any glass, aluminum, plastics, or paper and cardboard get deposited in special bins for recycling. It's also illegal to litter, so any garbage should always be kept and dropped in a garbage can rather than on the street. Smoking is not allowed in any public buildings. Also, a lot of public buildings have signs on their front doors indicating that you have to be several meters away in order to smoke. And finally, public spitting is not permitted. By and large, Montreal is a pretty safe city, but like any large international city, you want to take certain precautions. Jaywalking, or the action of crossing the street when you're not supposed to, is very common here, but it's also dangerous and illegal. You can get a ticket. You want to avoid walking home alone late at night. Either walk with friends, or you can call McGill Walk Safe or McGill Drive Safe, both of which are staffed by student volunteers. Stay on well-lit and well-traveled streets. It's also a good idea to enter McGill's campus security phone number in your smartphone. If ever you feel like you're in any kind of danger on campus, you can call campus security directly, and they'll be there very, very quickly. Remember, don't ever leave your pack-sack, your laptop, your smartphone, or any other valuables unattended in the library, in a cafe, or in a classroom. Unfortunately, theft does occur everywhere in the world. You do have the option of registering your laptop, your phone, or your iPad with the STOP program, which is the Security Tracking of Office Property, and it's managed by McGill's Campus Security Services.
Hey guys, I'm Sailakshmi Rajagopal from McGill University, and I'm doing my master's in food science. Thank you so much for being a part of McGill. From my experience, McGill only taught me to be very strong and independent. I made new friends, learned about their countries and new cultures. My tip for the new students would be to get involved in many activities, take part in the extracurricular activities, interact with people, get to know about their countries, and that will be the best tip to start with.
Let's talk about how to launch your social life at McGill. It all starts with the Meet and Greet Lounge for new international students, which is being hosted downtown on August 24th, 25th, 26th, and 29th, and on the McDonald campus on Friday, September 2nd. This is a great place to come by, kick up your heels, enjoy some free snacks and drinks, write a postcard home to your family, and talk to current international students who have great advice on how to navigate your first year here at McGill and in Montreal. Don't forget to mark September 8th in your calendars. It's the biggest and most anticipated orientation event for new international students. The new International Student Reception is an elegant soiree held in the historic Redpath Hall, and it's designed to welcome you to the McGill community. You'll also have an opportunity to meet ambassadors from many different countries, fellow classmates, and the principal of McGill University. It's an event you definitely don't want to miss. Want to discover Montreal beyond the McGill bubble? Do you love exploring new neighborhoods and trying new foods? Then you certainly want to join us for Bite Size Montreal, happening on the weekends of September 10th and 11th and 17th and 18th. Join a small group of international student leaders to explore some of Montreal's vibrant multicultural neighborhoods, such as Little Italy and Jean Talon Market, Old Montreal and Chinatown, St. Joseph's Oratory and the Summit Circle, Atwater Market and the Lachine Canal, and Ile Sainte-Hélène and Parc Jean Drapeau. Check our website for time and registration. We look forward to seeing you there. A great way to make new connections is by joining a McGill student club or association. There's the McGill International Student Network, the McGill Exchange Student Association, the Student Society of McGill University, which is home to over 250 different clubs. You don't want to miss Activities Night when all of the clubs come out to tell you more about what they do and who they are on September 6th, 7th, and 8th in the University Center. If you're an undergraduate McDonald campus student, you have the McDonald Campus Student Society. And as a grad student at McDonald, there's the McDonald Campus Graduate Student Society. If you're a master's or a PhD student downtown, you've got the Postgrad Student Society, which is located in Thompson House. And finally, you can always join our International Buddy Program if you wish to be paired with a senior student here at McGill who can give you a sense of what life at McGill and Montreal is all about.